of receive the message. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to our next speaker. You know, there is no need to present him, but I will do that. Spyros Kαπrálος, our president of the European Olympic Committees. Well, we are talking about sport and we are talking about the values of sport, but it's true that we all appreciate the events that are always the celebration of these values and the achievements and what brings us as community. So my question, it will be, could you comment on the impact of global crises such as COVID-19, the war in Ukraine or climate change on the future of organizing major sport events?
Thank you, Your Excellency, Commissioner Gabriel. I will start with something different, because I see also in the room the chair of our Gender Equality Commission in the European Olympic Committees. We proactively changed our statutes, and now we have approximately 40%, a little bit more than 40%, women sitting on our board. And they produce more than 50% of the results. So I say that as an encouragement for everybody. But now I'll go back to the crisis, you said. First of all, with the crisis, we learned many things. First of all, for the event organizers, they learned how to change and how to be flexible. But for most of the people around, through the crisis, especially the COVID crisis, people realized that sport can bring joy and hope to life. And sport was very important for the people to recover from this COVID. But during the COVID times, we held 2 successful Olympic Games. The first one in the Summer Olympic Games of Tokyo, where the organizers had to postpone them for a year. And still, it was a big success, mainly for the athletes, because for the athletes it was a dream coming true after so much work of preparation. And also for the world around, because they saw on TV and the different devices through the digital era, they saw the efforts of their athletes, and that brought hope and happiness to the people. And the same then we had, under very difficult circumstances, also in China, the Winter Olympic Games. And then the moment that we thought that we're over with COVID, the war started. We heard very well from the minister and also from my good friend Sergei Bubka about the Ukraine crisis, how much damage it has brought, and the sport community reacted in the word that we heard many times here in this room, one of our main values, which is solidarity. Solidarity, IOC, the European Olympic Committees, the whole Sport Federation, National Olympic Committees of Europe family provided help, not only in the numbers that Sergei said, but was mainly taking the athletes, taking the coaches, taking to their homes, opening up their sport facilities, and having the Ukrainian athletes, coaches, and be able to continue doing what they do, like any other kid does, practice sport, and be able to participate to the various events. And of course, less than 1 month after the war and the invasion of Ukraine, we had the Winter Olympic Festival for young people in Vokati. And I can say, Sergei said about how much people helped, but I can tell you from being there, the day of the opening ceremony, the entry of those young athletes of Ukraine with the Ukrainian flag and seeing their smiling faces was something that moved everybody, and it's something that we'll never forget. And then, of course, we have new challenges ahead. You mentioned about them. I will not speak too long because there are other speakers. About climate change. Of course, climate change is something that we feel. We see it coming. The International Olympic Committee, the European Olympic Committees are taking measures, for that concrete measures, to become climate positive by 2024, since we have the Olympic Games in Paris, and then we have also the Winter Olympic Games in Europe, in Milano Cortina in 2026. And therefore, we take specific actions in order to reduce our carbon footprint, in order to make facilities and to use transportation, accommodation, waste management in such a way so that we take care of the environment. And this is a big challenge going ahead, and we'll have the chance to talk a lot.
Thank you very much, President. I think that we are all reassured by your proactive, forward-looking approach, and at the same time the weight you give to peace, solidarity, equality and sustainability in your strategic agenda. But here I would like to ask a second question. We already heard this word, commercialization, increasing internationalization. So my question is how will the European Olympic Committee respond to the increasing commercialization of sport, reaping the benefits whilst resisting the threats? Not an easy question, huh?
It's not an easy question. Commercialization is a reality. We have to face it. There are some positive things coming, the increase of sponsorship and TV viewership. But on the other hand, we have to stick to our principles and values, the principles and values of the Olympic movement. And I think that this is something that will keep our sport united. We need to have the system with the federations which govern and should govern the sport, should govern the sport program, should work on the grassroots sport, making sure that we have enough coaches, we have enough judges, enough officials to run our competition. And of course, something that is not included in the report, but I can tell you that it's happening. Some of the smaller sports would really suffer if we went to a different model. And of course, the International Olympic Committee redistributes 90% of the revenues it has from the Olympic Games to all the different sport federations, to all the different national Olympic committees. And my question to you all is, what do we want? A sport that is only commercially and profit-driven, or a sport that abides from the principles, that it looks at the grassroots, looks at the young people, and reaches up until the promotion, relegation, etc. We don't want a closed deal, a league. We want sport for all. Thank you.